No, he can't make it now. Yeah. He's audio in.
I'm here.
Okay, it's 6:31. We're going to go ahead and call this work session agenda to order. Before we start with our committees, I have a special presentation I'd like to make. We have a proclamation here, and it's to Norma R. Long. Whereas Norma Ruth Long was born on November 14th, 1946 in Heber Springs and passed on April 8th, 2025. She moved to Cabot in 1970, where she met and married the love of her life, Eddie Long. They settled in Cabot and purchased their home in 1971. Norma served as a dedicated teacher to the Cabot School District for 25 years and an elementary school principal for 4 years. And whereas Norma was an avid supporter and continuous cheerleader for the city of Cabot, she planted daffodils along Highway 167, exit 19, and planned the first cancer walk in Cabot. She was unwavering in her support of animal services, Christmas decorating, space camp, and farmers market, just to name a few causes she supported. And she is survived by her husband, Eddie, 3 children, Robert, Micah, and Malia, 3 grandchildren, Nicholas, Braden, and Nathan, and many other cherished friends and cute animals. And whereas this proclamation also sets the precedent that for as long as Ed serves on the city council, that the 7th chair from the left on the 3rd row in this audience will remain reserved and marked for Norma, as she attended every city council meeting she could to support not only Ed, but the city. And whereas the city of Cabot is appreciative for Norma Long's service and loving spirit. Now therefore, I, Ken Kincaid, Mayor of the city of Cabot, as well as the entire city council, do hereby recognize Norma R. Long as a dedicated citizen and friend to the city of Cabot. We all signed it, Ed. You have all your council members, Tammy, Ben, and myself. And, there's not things we can say or do, and we don't understand God's plan, but all we can do is respect her and love her and just say, we miss her too, and we know you really miss her, and we just want you to know that we hadn't forgotten about her either. So you can either take this home or I can put it in your chair, however you'd like, but I'm going to give it to you and let you decide.
I was going to do so good tonight. I really was. But boy, you've blown that right out of the water. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
There you go.
Y'all have been so kind. I don't have the words. There's no way in the world I can come up with words to express how me and my girls feel about what y'all have done for us and how you have supported us. It's just beyond words. I was going to do so good tonight.
I'm sorry. We wanted to surprise you.
Well, boy, you did.
Yeah. We didn't want too much time to get away from us because we wanted to do it. All of us wanted to do this. It was Matt Weber's idea.
I figured.
And then we all got together and
that sounds about right.
And put wording in there and different stuff everybody could come up with to make it complete. So,
since I've already blown it and have made a complete idiot out of myself and will probably continue the rest of the night, I'm going to tell you a story. when Norma found out that she was going to have surgery, it was originally scheduled for the 21st, and Matt's retirement party was scheduled for the 28th. And she fussed and fidgeted about that, and she said, I don't know if the doctor's going to let me go to that or not. I said, well, you'll be out a week. Maybe you can go in your walker. We'll pull down there in the car and you can roll the window down, whatever you want to do. She said, well, I'm going to go to that. They changed her surgery time from the 21st, backed it up to the 19th. And Lord, you would have thought that she had found a gold nugget because she knew that extra 2 days was going to give her an opportunity to go to his party. She looked forward to that. That was going to be her, quote her, it's going to be Matt's going away, but it's going to be my outcoming.
You got me doing it. Coming out.
She loved every one of y'all in her own way, and you may have thought that it was a little rough around the edges. I thought it was rough around the edges sometime with me, and I spent 54 years with her. But I never had any doubt in my life about how she loved Cabot, Arkansas, and what she thought about Cabot, Arkansas. It was our home, and it still is. It's not the same. It's awfully empty, but it's still our home. And I thank y'all, every single one of you. God bless you, all of you. Thank you so much. Thank
God
you.
bless you too. Now we'll move to the nominating committee. Chairman Stephen Redd.
Mayor, I don't have enough this time, thank you.
Okay. Ed, I'm sorry.
That's
but
all right.
It's at your, this is your committee, Municipal Service Committee Chairman Eddie Long.
Well, it won't be the first time Laura's heard me cry, so there. She manages to call about once a week, and she sniffs while I bawl, so there. Laura, this is your presentation on the payment system that the council asked you to look into. Brandon was the one that spearheaded that. Would you give us a report on that, please?
Okay, so the permit request portion of the online system that was requested, we actually went live on the city's website about 2 weeks ago. And we've had several different companies that have used the online system. Brandon, I think you can testify your office has used that several times, just about every day. I think they've used it since we've gone live with it. We've made a few modifications that the companies that have used the system have said that this is a great system, or hey, somebody else has done this, can you add this or do this? We've made those modifications, but so far, everybody that has either gotten a permit or requested an inspection, they have been happy and satisfied with the system that we have started. Now, as far as the payment portion, and Tammy, if I misspeak, please let me know. Tammy is working on getting that worked out with the company. This portion of the online system is not set up quite yet. We did not want to use our current system and then turn around and change to the system that we're working with. So when we get that set up, the applicants will be able to pay by the click of a link via text or email. So right now, the functioning of it is working pretty well.
Good, good. Anybody got any questions about it? Brandon, since you've had your hands on it, would you mind commenting on it, please?
Yes, it's great. We love it. So, it's wonderful. No complaints from us. What's the
Thank
cost?
you.
The cost of the system?
Yes.
We've actually, using our current system that we have, our website, we were able to integrate and use. So currently, right now, it does not cost us anything.
For the payment vendor?
Now, the payment system may be a different story. I can't speak on that part if we're having to pay more or less, same system or anything like that.
Thanks.
Anybody else? Laura, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Next is Park and Recreation Bond Update. Travis?
Mayor, City Council, how are y'all doing tonight? Please, I'm going to go through this, and if I miss something, got questions, please let me know. It's kind of short and sweet. So, bond projects that were voted back on in August of 2021. We had 7 different items that we took place. If y'all see my hand waving, I'm talking to my guy in the back there. So when to flip slides. These included finishing the turf projects, all but one field out at 321 in softball. The wave pool project, indoor sports, better known as Game Time at the Grounds. We did a playground and splash pad along with a new restroom facility. And then the pavilion that is downtown, their rail yard pavilion. In total, we had a little over $20 million, 20.8 or 20.1, I believe, if my numbers could be wrong. And then there was some interest. And so the first project, and I'll tell you, we took a little gamble on this one right here because I actually, in order to get the project done in time to us to meet our spring baseball deadlines, I actually worked with the turf provider and ordered the turf, knowing that we were in the middle of COVID and everything that went on. And so we had a clause that we could get out of it if everything didn't. But they told us there's two turf manufacturers in the United States that produce 98% of the turf that is produced. And so everything worked out, and this was the first bond project to be completed on time, on budget. I say on budget, it's a little bit over, but what wasn't over during that time period of just raw materials and things that we're doing. Inclusive Playground downtown. This just has a little animated video. I was actually in Colorado Springs on a work trip that they had actually paid me to come to, and I was in the middle of downtown Colorado Springs and noticed that them tearing out their whole downtown city block with their old city square, and I was like, oh, what's going on? Started asking a lot of questions. They put $8 million playground in the middle of downtown. It totally rejuvenated what they are doing downtown, and it's bringing people to downtown. And that was my hope when we were looking for land and things. I tried like crazy to put this or the Parks Commission out on the west side of town. They're just land and the cost of land. It just wasn't feasible as the cost of goods kept rising and everything. And so we did put the inclusive playground down behind City Hall. And if you know anything about Cabot Ground, that was a big challenge. Matter of fact, there was the people that were installing it were like, man, we've never hit a bottom in this thing. And so through some unique things, we were able to hit a bottom down there. And I believe that has worked out very well for what if you look and see the amount of people. I can tell you we have 2 all-inclusive playgrounds in this town. And for a town of our size, just to have one is pretty remarkable. But I can also tell you that we have a Little Tykes, and then we also have a Burke playground system. They will tell you they're 2 of the most heavily used playgrounds that they've ever seen, and they do business all across the country. That's how many people use our parks each and every day. Next deal is Game Time at the Grounds. This is award-winning facility. We've been very proud of what we've done here. I can tell you, we just ran our first numbers from the beginning of April through first part of May through the end of April. And for the first year, we finished in the black. Not by much, but we finished in the black on this facility. There's not many parks and rec agencies or even privately owned facilities that are in this country that will do what this facility has done over its first year. So very proud of it. This is a unique situation too, and I want to thank the city council for thinking outside of the box on this one. We actually came in, and I believe our first bid that we got back, Mayor, correct me if I'm wrong, was like $22 million. And just no way possible that was ever going to happen. We worked with Navaholtz. We got real creative, and we brought some plans to city council and says, hey, listen, I manage the sports aspect of this project. And so basically we paid Navaholtz to build the outside shell. And then we took over, didn't pay any general contractor fees. And we actually took over the inside of the building, which saved us over $4 million. And we were able to get this project done. And so I will tell you, we did make some mistakes in this facility. It's half the size it needs to be. And you think I'm crazy, and I'm just telling you the demand and what's going out there. I probably get called by a city a week asking me about how we came about this idea to do this. And so Cabot, Arkansas is 5 years ahead of everybody else right now. So that will continue to grow and develop and do great things. Splash pad, as part of that package I talked a little bit about earlier. We do have our other inclusive playground at Ritchie Road, and it's probably the most heavily used playground in But if everybody remembers the Ritchie Road Park Pool, that was, and people ask me all the time, and most people don't know this, but when we closed that in 2015, the health department gave us a special permit to keep that thing running, and they told us it will not open again. And so as part of that, we figured putting a water feature back out there would be a great benefit to the city, and I believe it has. Doesn't matter what time of day you go out there, it is busy each and every day. We also took the old slab for what used to be the Parks and Recreation office and dedicated that as a restroom facility. And it's a very nice restroom out there. It's air conditioned. It's got changing tables in it, and it has gone a long way than those old cinder block restrooms that are on the other side of the park. So, Rail Yard Pavilion, everybody knows this is downtown. I actually did not handle this project. It just fell under Parks and Recreation, but it has, other than a few snafus with the Navajo's and construction and what they're doing, this has been completed, and I think it's been heavily used. I know I was down there Saturday, and I think there was like 3 different events. There were different times I was through town, which is great for the community. And we tie this into what we're doing with the playground. I think it would be huge benefits for the city. I've talked about 6 projects that have really gone great, but I can tell you one that was way out of whack, and that had to be our wave pool. Originally, there was $2 million budgeted for this project. This project came in at $3.9 million underneath the original bid. Currently, I am working, and I plan to bring some stuff back to City Council here within the next month, and kind of use the same philosophy that we used within our sports complex to get it complete, to get our water park complete. And that's going to be using local dirt guys, local electricians, local people, just to where that doesn't have the overhead to do what we need to do. We still have great plans. The water park still hits capacity all the time. We hit capacity on a Tuesday the other day, which, it's rained 100 days between, seems like. But for our capacity purposes, and this will add a huge feature. The mayor of Searcy the other day was bragging about his new water park they're getting, and he forgot to know that, oh yeah, Cabot's getting a wave pool, which is still going to make us. So very, very proud of that moment. But I'll be happy. I believe that's all that we have. Yep, I'll be happy to answer any questions I can.
Anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns?
I got one, it's not a bond issue. Where we stand on the Templeton property on Lincoln Street?
So, great question. That was another, we ordered the fitness equipment. I actually have it in. There's some things going on behind the scenes. I still want to make that a park. I've actually reached out to the state Parks and Rec grant people. We had talked about making that just a small fitness park. It used to be a huge runner's deal. There's a conversation between myself, the school district, and another entity that's going on about a larger fitness park. Doesn't make sense to do 2 of them. So that meeting is Wednesday with this National Fitness Campaign. UMS just put in one downtown. Don't want to let all the cat out of the bag, but just it would be a lot bigger in depth. But I've got some other stuff that I could put in that Templeton property, and because it needs to be a neighborhood park, not a fitness park. And we wrote the grant to originally fund that on a fitness park.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Travis, thank you for the report.
Mr. Long, the one thing I did want to say, I made some notes because I knew I'd forget something here. We made 2 big mistakes. I said game time was too small, but we probably wouldn't have the money to do it. We also did not turf field 9 to get a baseball complex. We could have done it back then for a little over $300,000. I got pricing just a couple months ago. We're looking at almost $500,000 today, and that's just the cost of goods. And so that cost is just going to keep going up. And that's a mistake that I feel that we made during that process. And we all live and learn, so we'll continue to do better.
Just a minute. The renovations, that's the word I'm going to use, that you came and had done to Game Time. Could you expand on that just a little bit? Did that accomplish what you wanted to? Did it open up more problems?
It accomplished a lot of things, Mr. Long, but it's also opened up another can of problems. When we built Game Time, exactly, I knew that there would be a change when the building was being built. You could see the writing of what was coming to us. The turf area just wasn't used as much as we thought it would be in the original development, and things change. We still have that turf. My plan is to still use that turf, and it's just being able to generate enough revenue to put that turf back down. We need to do the other side as well, and have a separate turf facility. That's one of the things, if I was to do over again, I would not put the turf inside the building at all. It would be its own separate facility. As I mentioned a while ago, we've had a lot of rain. I would love to be able to put that turf down for my soccer community. Other than getting a parking lot, or some paved drive over there in that area. Drainage has drastically improved over in that area than when I first came to Cabot. It used to be knee deep after rain. Now it will drain out pretty quickly, and us paving some driveways and things like that over in that. But to that soccer facility, we still need to expand that to take out the other soccer field, but you got to have a place to put it before you can take that.
Realistically, based on projected use, when do you think that you will be pushed into expanding that out there? 5 years, 10 years, 3 years, 6 months?
So this
I'm not
little,
gonna hold you to anything.
this
just-
little hamster wheel
just
that
an
I got running,
Just an educated guess,
I would say within the next 3 years.
next 3 years.
Yeah. And what we're lacking in Cabot's hotels, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it to you. And even with our, what we have within our recreational leagues and the rentals, and that is, the game of volleyball is growing by leaps and bounds. You got to think, so we're running 136 to 140 teams out there, and we're turning 40 or 50 away.
Would your idea be to expand that facility or build a sister facility somewhere?
The problem as you build multiple facilities, it creates multiple headaches as far as people running
Staffing
events.
and maintenance. And-
Well, and just from staff, that has been one of the biggest, check marks that everybody's walked in our facility. You've got a couple of gatekeepers. There's one point of access. And as people, other than the parking nightmare we dealt with and traffic, but hey, we worked with the police department, we worked with the fire department. As a city, we came together to help improve some of that. And again, we stayed on time on our build. When that new road gets built, it's going to improve a lot more than what we're doing today.
Talk to us just a minute about the mountain bike trails you've got out there.
I want to commend the Cabot Chaos. They have done a tremendous job. That's our local IMBA team. IMBA is the mountain bike group that's done. It's not done through the school, but it's kind of a school-based program, kind of like fishing teams and other things that they're doing. Cabot Chaos has built over 3 miles of trails right now. And then there will be an additional 3.2 that was designed by the International Mountain Bike. They're actually building those right now. So we will have close to 7 miles of trail out on the grounds property.
You've got enough space out there to expand on one end you don't have on the other one without doing some major stuff. So that would be your goal, is to expand that facility then.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
No,
Appreciate it. Thank you for taking the questions. An ordinance accepting dedication of a public right-of-way in regards to Panther Trail. Mayor?
Yes, sir. Met with the school district and my team. The Cabot School District wishes to dedicate Panther Trail as a public right-of-way for use as a public street to us. As you know, when you pull in from South 89 or North 89, whichever direction you're going, on the Panther Trail, we own from there all the way past Vicky Lynn, kind of where that concession stand used to be, where we deeded that property to the school so they could build the pre-K. So from there, through the 2 roundabouts to Kerr, the school, it's a private drive. So they met with us. They said they would get the craters filled, do an overlay, and then they have plans also parallel to that road to get the cars off of Kerr in a nice long traffic sketch for the pre-K and the high or the junior high and the middle school. So as a partner with the school, I think this is something good for us to have. Plus, we have our future bicycle trails that may go down through there. So then we'll already have the public right of way that we can put those trails beside it. And I just think it's a big corridor in Cabot that people use, and it needs to be a public street.
Questions, comments, or concerns to the mayor? Everybody? All right, we do have, Ben, you've let me skip over a whole bunch of stuff, hadn't you? What are these? There's nothing to bring forward on Travis's. There's nothing to bring forward on Laura's. There is an ordinance to bring forward on this one. I need a motion and a second, please.
I make a motion.
I have a motion, I need a second. Have a second? Tammy, please?
Long,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Red.
Yes.
All righty, the next thing that I have is Mr. Ben. You have an ordinance. I appreciate you getting it in a timely manner for us. I am glad that you told us that we really had our ox in the ditch over that. And I think maybe this will pull us out. So,
Yes, sir.
Ben?
Yes, sir. This is the thing that we talked about last time at the meeting. It's basically setting the effective date of an ordinance that you pass without an emergency clause. I'll give you a little bit of background without going into all the legal weeds. For a long time, people assumed that that was set at 30 days. And for a long time, it was. But the law changed a number of years ago. And for whatever reasons, back when that happened, our code did not change with it. Our code was not updated along with it. The date was, the effective date became tied to the referendum date, and that kind of reset everything. And, you know, this was many, many, many years ago. For whatever reason, ours was not reset. This, you're still, those things are still tied together. This is what that does. So it sets the referendum date at 30 days and then the effective date at 31. And that's the closest you can get to 30 under the state statute. So again, referendum at 30, effective date of the ordinance without an emergency clause at 31. This does not affect anything to do with an emergency clause or anything like that.
This doesn't affect emergency clause, special meetings or anything. It just gets us codified into what we thought we were doing all along.
That is correct. Yes, sir.
I mean, that's the simplest way I know how to put it.
Yes, sir.
Anybody got any questions to Ben on this? I think we talked about it last time. This discussion has been good. Any questions at all? All right, this will be strictly a housekeeping thing for the council to contend with whenever we get over there to it. I need a motion, please.
I'll make a motion.
Got a motion and a second. Tammy?
Long,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Red.
Yes.
All right, the next thing is a resolution expressing the willingness of the city of Cabot to utilize federal aid service, transportation block grants, and all of that other stuff that says there, Brian.
Yeah, this is basically, an STBG
Oh.
grant.
We don't have Brian.
No.
Mayor.
Yeah, this is basically an STBG grant. I can request up to $4 million and requesting, I believe, 3.7 million. And, we already have the match, to be able to do that. And that would widen and redo Locust from the last part that we ended with and make Locust a good corridor now, if we could get this grant.
On the north side end going out.
Yes, yes, sir.
Is what, 80/20?
Yes.
Anybody got any questions to the mayor on this?
What is the estimated cost on that project, Mayor?
We estimated 3.7 million. I'm not looking at the numbers, so that's what we had turned in. But I don't know what's here in the package off the top of my head without looking, but it's in here.
So that'll pick up where it ended at East Mountain Springs and go all the way back out to West Main?
Then it'll go all the way to Second Street. So we'll widen that 3 lanes by Curly Willow and all that coming down.
Okay.
So it'll be a nice wide street, unlike it is now. And then we'll repave and do the rest of it so it all flows and matches.
Are we gonna have to negotiate any easements? 'Cause a
There's
lot of
gonna
those-
be, there's 4 easements we don't have yet, and we have verbals on all of them. So that's what makes us a good candidate, because it's ready to go and the drawings are already done. We're at 90%. So we're hoping we get it.
Anybody else? Anybody in the audience? It's a major change to that area over there, being able to get a street through there that is wide enough to go up and down. It will add some traffic to it. It will relieve some traffic. It will. Anybody got any other comments, questions, or concerns? If not, I need a motion.
Motion to send to full council.
I need a second, please.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Tammy?
Long,
Yes?
Weber,
Yes.
Reed,
yes,
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk treasurer to enter into agreement with Gene Summers Construction for additional work related to Barnwell drainage improvements, Phase 2. Mayor, I'm assuming you're going to do that one as well.
Basically, there was only two bids that came in, June 10th. We received bids from Gene Summers Construction and Buckhalter Technologies. Gene Summers got the award. We were pleased with the price, and this is to fix, all that drainage left in the area, that older part of Cabot.
Okay.
They've been wanting fixed.
That project over there so far has worked from what I. could
Well,
tell
it has
about
worked, but this is finishes it up.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So this will complete the rest of the,
Uh-huh.
okay.
That's what they're telling me. I hope so.
It's my backyard, so,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
good,
So,
good, thank
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome.
It'll make a difference on that lower part down there. Anybody else got any questions, comments, concerns? How long are they anticipating from the time they start to finish on that over there? Do you have any idea? Did they give you any idea?
I don't remember that. I can email y'all tomorrow,
Right.
but of course, we want to get it approved so we can get them
Right.
working,
Right.
before the fall rains hit, but that's all we've been having rain in
Yeah,
the
it'll
summer,
be,
so.
it'll be a spring next year. probably.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'd hope by the end of the year they're done, but you
Okay.
never know.
I need a motion, please,
Motion to send to full council.
and a second. Motion and a second. Tammy, please?
Long,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Reed,
yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Mayor, thank you for being so kind again. I appreciate everything, and thank you for tolerating me.
My
It's to you,
pleasure.
sir.
My pleasure. Next up, Budget and Personnel Committee, Chairman Brandon Hillenberg.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have a resolution tonight authorizing and directing the return of funds to the Cabot Water and Waste Commission under certain conditions. This is presented by Stephen Red.
Council, so we had passed a resolution in February of '24, and it's 8 of '24, where we were going in partners with the water department on some sewage that would pass where the Olive Garden was for a proposed park. The last communication, unless there's some here recently, that Alicia had with the owners of that land was October 28th of '24. We was told there was it's in probate. We were told that, we authorized it. Yes, we authorized it. I 100% agree with that. But that land, it's been 9 months, and that land's now for sale. So I think it's time we put this back and to do what it was really for the infrastructure for the sewer and Olive Garden, and obviously going past that. So, I can't see that the owners of that land is going to carve out when somebody offers them $4.9 million and say, oh, by the way, we promised this little bit of land to the city. So if it comes to that, then I think we can go back on that. But it's my wish of the council to put this back what it was, pay the water department their money. It's also been brought to my attention that, with the attorney of the water department today, they're in compliance. If we move this, then they would be out of compliance, which is why we put the payment date to be in August. I'd also wish, if this goes to full council, that we do not vote on the full council tonight on that. We actually do it in July as well. So, which would give time to, if the people of that park, that owns that land, if somebody jumps through hoops and somebody produces some paperwork and a contract, my intention was really to get that part, but it's not going to happen. Let's just call it what it is. So that's all I got right now.
Thank you, Stephen. I've got some handouts for the council members so you can kind of follow along with me. I have several questions, if you don't mind passing that down, Ms. Tammy.
You have one for me for the record?
Yes, ma'am. Pass that down. I'm going to start with the one that says Olive Garden FOIA. I requested this to try to see where we came up with the idea of the sewer for the Olive Garden. On May 2nd of 2023, this is a lot of questions for probably Alicia, and she's not here tonight, but an email talking about the incentive package. So we clearly talked about incentive in May of '23. And if you want to follow along on the FOIA, that's actually page 1 of the FOIA. Page 18 of the FOIA, there's an attachment, but there's no attachment. It says see attached, but there's no attachment. So just kind of wondering, you know, where the attachment is. This FOIA was missing a lot of information. Don't understand why I didn't get all the information. So that's just kind of a question. I'd like to know where all the information is. Down on page 18, it says some of this contradicts with our agreement with the city. This is November 8th of 2023. Well, what agreement is this? What's it talking about?
Says Cabot Waterworks Developer Agreement in the subject. Brandon, that's what it's talking about.
On,
Cabot Waterworks Developer Agreement.
yeah, that's the email on the bottom.
Is that what you're talking about?
No, sir. I was talking about on up, where it says Don. But yes, I didn't get the agreement from the water department.
You did get it?
But I did end up getting it. Yes, sir, I did.
Okay.
November 13th, we sent the Economic Development Incentive application. I did not receive that application.
Should just be a blank something.
This is a biggie on 26 of the FOIA. Alicia Wright, I just wanted to touch base with you to let you know that I have an active plan in regards to wastewater. Well, that's awful funny. That happened on November 20th of 2023. This is the same day Alicia put in a request from funds for the AP Commission for the park sewer. If you turn the page, that's the request for funding for the AP Commission. November 20th of 23 is what it's dated. I did not receive the request for funding in the FOIA. I had to get that on my own. So why didn't I receive that in my FOIA? Page 28, it talks about an attachment. The attachment was not there. January 14th to 25, we did some incentive paperwork. What is that? Where is it? We have a letter from Mr. Boeing. What promises were made that didn't follow through? This is from his letter. Had I known from the outset that so many promises would go unfilled, I would never have purchased the land in Cabot or proceeded with this deal. He also talks about that there is an attached letter. And this was sent to the mayor and Alicia.
How many pages is your FOIA that you got back?
Where is this letter?
How many pages of your FOIA
Mr.
did you
Mayor,
get back?
Excuse me, I'm not done. You can have the floor after I get finished.
Well, you keep
you,
mentioning my
sir.
name. You keep mentioning my name.
Where is the letter? I've asked Ben twice. Ben emailed me He said he followed up with Alicia and Ken, and the letter is nowhere to be found. On 315 of the FOIA, it talks about, we were promised so much stuff and have not received what we agreed with. Again, what are the promises?
Well, did you talk to, what's his name? Tim Joyner?
No, sir, I did not take Tim Joyner, but I did talk to Mr.
Did you
Bowen.
know that Tim Joyner and Eric Bowen had a lot of different meetings?
I'm not really concerned about.
No,
the
you're,
water.
you're just concerned about getting rid of something that we have a signed agreement for. And we were working on this park 2 years before Olive Garden got here. We have a study that was done, Brandon. This park didn't come up after Olive Garden came in the picture.
So when did you say the communication started? Because my FOIA only goes back from May 2nd of 2023. If
For
there's
Olive
more-
Garden, not for the park.
If there's more communication, I would
Not
I
for
would
Olive
love to have
Garden,
it.
for the park was 2 years before that.
I've got the FOIA for the park too.
Well, how many pages was that? Ben, you know how many pages all these were? 400 or 500 pages.
It was a lot, 400.
Yeah, well, you need to do your timeline then, or figure it out, because the park was 2 years before Olive Garden even came to light. So I don't know what kind of, we're trying to do here, but there is a binding agreement in place, it's in probate. You can list your property for sale, you can't close on it until it's out of probate. You can list it all you want to.
That was my question, based on, so the estate is or isn't still in probate?
It's still in probate.
It's, so you said that the property's up for sale? The entire property?
Yeah, you can sell it, you just can't close on it till it's out of probate.
Just asking questions. Okay, those are my two questions. Thank you.
You can ask the judge if you can sell it, and then you can close. Yes. You have to
If
have
the
the judge's
judge grants
permission.
that, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's still in probate, and you can't sell it right now.
Well, if you get an
And
offer on it, you go to the
well,
judge and you can.
We can
I
wish
went
you
through
one hand
probate with
and,
my dad.
yeah, we can wish you one hand and do something in the other. You know which one will fill up first. This is just, I just don't understand it. There's an agreement in place. Water's on board with this. His attorney said we did everything right, and we're wanting to create drama. This is creating drama. I'm
Well,
done.
it's accountability though. Like I was on the fence from the beginning too, Ken, about like, should we strong arm A&P to pay for it? We could, like, this to me, like, it seems to be a valid question. This Eric Moen email, so many promises would go unfulfilled. I mean, can you not list one promise that this guy's talking about in this email?
Well, I can tell you one promise. Water was supposed to get the easements quicker, and there was held up on the easements, and he was mad because things weren't getting done. That's a promise.
Okay.
The guy throws promises out like you don't even know this guy.
I know, but like, instead of saying we're causing drama, just answer the question though.
But I wouldn't ask. No one called me to ask what promises. I never got a phone call
Like
about
2
any of
minutes
this.
ago, he asked you.
All I'm getting is FOIAs behind my back at City Hall.
There's a.
That's all I'm getting, Corey.
So when was the last communication with Patrick Malikian?
I don't know. I'm not looking at it.
So according to these papers, October 29th of 2024. And
I guess so.
Alicia wrote back in January of 24, 25. There's been no response from Patrick. So are we supposed to assume that that was the last communication when he said he's going to sell the property?
We knew he was going to sell the property when he told us he was going to give that other thing 2 years before Olive Garden came. So the whole estate signed it. I guess we're not putting that agreement in here, are we? Every person in that probate signed it. the Moyer family. This is not Patrick Malikian's.
And that MOU was done on May 5th of 2024, is that correct?
I don't know. Are you gonna show me a document so I can answer?
It's attached to that packet, Mr. Mayor.
What page?
Um,
So out of 500 pages, you picked 6. What are we attaching here?
on the park FOIA, it was actually page 22. Alicia writes, the only thing that I would suggest with speaking with them is that if we own the property, we will be able to secure funding and we'll be able to build a functional entrance that can accommodate high traffic areas. Folks, that's why I voted for this. This wasn't a donation of land. This was a barter. The city was gonna do stuff, putting a road, putting a sewer, in exchange of the land.
And we have an MOU saying that, and it's been signed by the whole family. And not Patrick Malikian.
On page 81, Cabot Parks and Trails Connection PDF. I did not get an invoice on where we paid our wonderful half engineers. That's all I have. Anybody else have any questions?
Stephen, you're not asking for any action on this tonight, is that correct?
I'd like to, make a motion to move it to full council.
And then we'll hold it off until July, right?
And then,
That's correct, yeah.
let's table it until July?
Well, if you move it to full council, then we would keep it off the council meeting for tonight, and then it would be voted on it by full council in July.
Ben, can I ask you a couple questions? It's not about, but like when like Brandon Foy says stuff and it's not in there, what is the law about that? Like if we didn't get something that we asked, or Brandon didn't get something that he asked for?
So FOIAs are for records that the city possesses. That I know we talk about the city no longer possessing that, it doesn't, there's nothing to know. The FOIAs for records that the city possesses. You can FOIA an email that you know for a fact happened, but if the parties involved deleted that email, there's nothing to know. That's not a FOIA. It's for providing records that the city possesses. We ask for something and don't get it, you can absolutely call it a question, hey, you missed this or whatever. But if the city doesn't possess it, the city doesn't possess it. FOIA is strictly is the important record of the city action. For instance, the city, and FOIA, you're not required to create, you have to go out and get it from a third party or for record of the city action.
Thank you.
And it's the attachments that are missing, Brandon?
Mainly, I was asking about the letter that Mr. Bowen was talking about.
What's the email retention policy at City Hall? Like how long do you retain them?
We don't have a retention policy,
But we have.
not for emails. We do for, police records, it's 6 months. Is that right, Ben?
The police retention is extremely complicated, like sometimes it's forever. Like if they turn the phone, it's very complicated. But for police, there are policies, for the certain records, there are policies, like the ordinance, and that stuff gets kept forever. There's not, it would be wonderful if there was one policy, there's not, there's half a dozen different policies, depending on what happens. So I can say at the police record, there's not a general.
Maybe, let's see, Roger question. Outlook, I think by default is 2 years. right? Or outlook for enterprises, at least.
But we're not using Office 365, we're on Google Suite.
Oh, okay, okay.
But we have the ability to set the, but currently we don't have any retention policy time frame. So if you can have an
Does-
email from 10 years ago.
Does
if you're-
Google Business Suite not have like a default? Like,
No.
okay,
I mean, you can activate one, but we don't currently have one activated.
okay. Do you have a, hey, do we have a, sorry, do we have like a cloud, like a size limitation or anything, like a data storage limitation?
Yeah, the plan we're on, it's per tier of the plan, but the plan we're on allots each user like 3 terabytes of storage, which is.
Per user?
Yes.
That's amazing.
An absurd amount. So, and that's cumulative across all of their Google Apps suite. So if their Google Drive, their
Yeah.
Google, their Gmail, et cetera, et cetera. But right now it's just stored, however much they want. We don't have anyone near
Okay.
that limitation.
I just want to make sure that if we set a rule that we're not creating limitation for y'all. Thank you.
Exactly.
Travis, can you come up, please? Travis, couple questions.
Yes, sir.
So this park was supposed to be for the mountain bike system.
Correct.
When Stephen did his FOIA, there was no communication sent, emails back and forth on this park from you. So when did this park idea happen? And who
Man.
approached you about it? Was this your idea?
So there's been several different things. We've talked about one of the things, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a backstory, okay? We've got BMX, and so we've always talked about, hey, what happens if BMX goes away? I mean, in Cabot, Arkansas, there's just not very many people. So I said, hey, a bike park. The industry standard right now is people are building bike parks like crazy. And so it was brought to me, hey, if we had some land, would you want, and we could build a bike park, can we do it? Sure. I know Templeton property. I will never turn down a piece of land that we can get to do a property on. And Templeton property is going to make a great community park. But what I'm saying is we have different sections. There's one over here behind Home Depot that's got a power line going through it that was given to the city. As part of, that's a little bit harder to put a park underneath power lines, right? But I've never turned down, I mean, most of it's in a floodway. This wasn't necessarily in a floodway. My understanding, the topograph of the land and what was in it would make a great mountain bike park.
And I remember during this meeting, I think Maggie asked you, but you currently don't have any kind of fund to do this.
Brandon, Cabot Parks and Recreation never has a fund to do much of anything. We depend on A&P tremendously to do what we do, grants and things like that. I will tell you right now, just in the scope of things, there is a lot of grant money moving that way. They want outdoors, whether this is our outdoor recreation grant program. I can tell you I've got a couple calls. They want big outdoor projects that kind of go with this mountain bike trail right now. So, but don't know if that answers your question, but.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Anybody else? Any questions from anyone? Audience? With that, entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion. It's in the full council and on the July 16th, I think it is, meeting.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Roll call vote, Ms. Tammy?
Red,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay. Police and Fire Committee, Stephen Red.
I don't have anything this time, sir.
Community Development Committee, Maggie Cope.
Nothing tonight.
Military Affairs Committee, Matt Weber.
Thank you, Mayor. I really don't have anything in particular specifically to talk about, but I do have just a quick reminder that tomorrow there is a quarterly community council meeting of the Little Rock Air Force Base Community Council. It's actually going to be at the Jacksonville Community Center, not on the base. So if anybody's interested in going, if you've not RSVP'd yet, you need to do that yesterday. But that's all I got. Thank you.
Okay, general community input, audience?
I see the nice couple here. Were we gonna do that this month, Mayor? Your ideas or?
We don't have any, every idea I have makes money, and y'all don't like to do that, so I told him, sorry. We'll just wait till a CBD store goes in there or something, right? But thank you for the kindness. It will never be forgotten by me. Also want to say Lyon College had the big groundbreaking. I want to thank two council members, Matt Weber and Maggie, for coming. James couldn't be there. He was in the hospital. That's why he can't be here tonight. He had ICU this weekend. He tried to make it tonight. I think he was going to do it, but he just wasn't feeling up to it. So prayers be with James. But had a great turnout for Lyons College, probably 150, 200 people there. And it's huge. It's something big for our community. $150 million is going to be put here in Cabot. It's going to affect a lot of people. Put in an area where there's no traffic, and our road's getting built to embrace that traffic to the back of Greystone to relieve more traffic off Highway 5. So I think Cabot's moving in a great direction. Anyone else? Seeing none, we'll adjourn. And anybody want a bathroom break? Seeing none, we'll go start the council meeting. We're going to adjourn this one at 7:27. And then we're going to open the other one up at 7:28. Okay, if you'd stand with me, opening prayer by Stephen Redd with the Pledge of Allegiance by Maggie Cope.
Bow your heads, if you will. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight, Lord, thanking you so much for this day, Lord. We thank you for your love and, Lord, all the blessings you give us, Lord. We ask you, put your hand on Councilman Reed to get him back to going 100,000%. We know your will be done, Lord. Be with our first responders. We thank you so much for the ones we have. We thank you for our city, Lord. Be with our leaders to make the right decisions for our city and for the community. We ask forgiveness for our sins. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance.
Thank you. You may be seated. Roll call, please, Tammy.
Long,
Here.
Spangler,
Here.
Red,
Here.
Hillenberg,
Here.
Coe,
Here.
Reed, Weber,
Here.
Reed.
Pickard.
Did you hear him?
I didn't.
He's on?
I'm here.
There we go.
There he is. Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. Thank you.
You got everybody? I interrupted you, so I'm sorry. Next up, approval of the minutes. We have the May 5th, 2025 minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of May 5th, 2025.
Second.
Got a motion from Stephen, a second from Matt to approve the May 5th, 2025 minutes. Any changes, corrections? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next up, May 19th, minutes.
Make a motion, we approve May 19th, 2025.
Second.
Got a motion from Ed, a second by Brandon. Any discussion, corrections? See none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Read ordinances and resolutions by title only.
Make a motion to read ordinances and resolutions by title only.
Second.
Got a motion from Matt, a second from Corey, to read ordinances and resolutions by title only. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler.
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next up, ordinance number 16 of 2025, please, Tammy.
Number 16 of 2025, an ordinance to rezone part of the northwest 1/4 northeast 1/4 section 18, township 4 north, range 9 west, city of Cabot from R-2S medium density single family to I-1 industrial district, amending the land use plan and for other purposes. Third reading.
Mayor, I make a motion that we adopt ordinance 16 of 2025, please.
Second.
Got a motion from Ed, a second by Stephen, to approve ordinance number 16 of 2025. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Mayor, I make a motion that we adopt the emergency clause for ordinance number 16 of 2025 because this is absolutely something this city needs for that area out there.
I got a motion from Ed, a second from Matt, to invoke the emergency clause for ordinance number 16 of 2025.
And Mr. Mayor, because the emergency clause is not included in the text, we do need to just note the nature of the emergency.
The nature of the
record.
emergency is that it will be an improvement to that area of town. It really will be. I don't know if we'll ever get another opportunity
Infrastructure.
to fix that out there or not.
Does that work, Ben? Okay. Thank you, sir. Any other discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
8-0. Passes. City Council confirm new business.
I move that we send items A through D to full council.
I second that.
We got a motion from Corey, a second from Ed, to send items A through D to City Council for consideration of new business. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. So the first ordinance for the new business, Tammy, will be ordinance number 19 of 2025.
Number 19 of 2025, an ordinance accepting the dedication of a public right-of-way in regards to Panther Trail, declaring an emergency and for other purposes. First reading.
Ben, you put the emergency in there. Yeah, we're trying to get all this work done this summer before school starts back. So if we could waive the second and third, it'd be great.
Make a motion to waive second and third reading on ordinance 19 of 2025.
Second.
I got a motion by Matt, a second by Stephen, to waive the second and third reading of ordinance number 19 of 2025. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
I make a motion, we adopt ordinance 19 of 25.
Second.
I got a motion by Stephen, a second by Matt, to adopt ordinance number 19 of 2025. Any discussion? Anybody in the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. And since it already declares an emergency, do we still need to say that, Ben?
You don't need to stay, you just need to step up.
I make a
Okay.
motion that we invoke the emergency clause of ordinance 19, 2025.
Second.
A motion from Ed, second by
Brandon.
Brandon. Thank you, Tammy. Any discussion on the emergency? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Ordinance number 20 of 25. Please, Tammy.
Number 20 of 2025, an ordinance concerning the effective date of an ordinance after passage by the Cabot City Council, declaring an emergency and for other purposes. First reading.
I make a motion. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You're good, go ahead.
No, you're closer. Go ahead.
It's still the same microphone, though. I make a motion, we waive the second and third reading of ordinance 20 of 2025.
Second.
I got a motion by Stephen, a second by Brandon, to waive the second and third reading of ordinance number 20 of 2025. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Make a motion to adopt ordinance 20 of 2025.
Second.
Got a motion by Matt, a second by Stephen, to adopt ordinance number 20 of 2025. Any discussion? Anybody in the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Make a motion, we adopt the emergency clause on 20 of 2025.
Second.
Got a motion by Stephen, a second by Brandon, to adopt the emergency clause for ordinance number 20 of 2025. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next up is resolution number 13 of 2025. Please, Tammy.
13 of 2025, a resolution expressing the willingness of the city of Cabot, Arkansas to utilize federal aid surface transportation block grant, STBG, and carbon reduction program funding for the Locust Street Improvements Project, authorizing the mayor and city clerk treasurer to enter into the necessary agreements with the Arkansas Department of Transportation and Metro Plan and for other purposes.
Mayor, I make a motion that we adopt resolution 13 of 2025.
Second.
Got a motion by Ed, a second by Matt, to adopt resolution number 13 of 2025. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Item D, resolution number 14 of 2025. Please, Tammy.
Number 14 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk treasurer to enter into agreement with Gene Summers Construction, Inc. for additional work related to the Barnwell drainage improvements, Phase 2 project, and for other purposes.
Make a motion that we adopt resolution 14 of 2025.
Second.
Got a motion from Matt, a second from Brandon, to adopt resolution number 14 of 2025. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. I don't have any other items. Anybody else have any new business? Seeing
Mayor,
none,
we put item E on this agenda, so I make a motion that we table Resolution 15 to the next regularly scheduled meeting in July per the sponsor.
Okay, I got a motion from Ed.
Second.
Point of order, do we need that or does it become old business next month?
So under our new organizing ordinance, I don't think we actually need that because no action was taken tonight. By default, it will go under the confirmed new business section of the July meeting. I mean, it certainly doesn't hurt to do a motion to table, but I don't
But
think
we-
it's strictly necessary.
But we voted to put it on tonight's meeting. Whenever the confirmed new business come up, Corey done all of them.
Except for the last one.
I said
I thought he said E. Then it's my mistake. I apologize.
No worries. I think what Ed was trying to do is make sure it was on the next one. Anyway, but it's going to be on the next one being what they did?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Gotcha.
My
Community-
mistake, guys. I'm sorry.
No, man, you're good. Any community input?
And he was griping about it being too far a while ago.
It is. Hey, sorry I've had gracious to speak to y'all so many times tonight, but 4th of July celebration, want to go ahead and put that out here since we will not meet before that. Event is actually on July 3rd. We will kick off at 6:30, go to about 9. Fireworks planned to start at 9:15, weather permitting. We have shot them off at 8:45 before. We've shot them off at 9:30. It all depends on when it says we can go. So good Lord above us takes care of us. And so we'll come out and enjoy it. Everything is free as far as the fireworks go. We will have a paid event that goes on at the aquatic park. You do have to pay to get in that, but we'll have bounce houses, balloon animals. We're doing something a little bit different. Got a DJ this year instead of a live band. It's pretty neat, and we're actually going to set music to the fireworks. So should be pretty fun. So come out and join us.
Cotton candy,
Thank you.
You're bringing it.
free?
Hi, I'm Beverly Haynes, and I live right off of Locust Street.
Okay.
And I'm just questioning when that construction's going to start, how it's going to affect those of us that live over there. Where can I get information on that?
We have to get the grant first. We're going to apply June 27th, but I had to have this council action to apply so they know
Right.
we're serious. If we get awarded, I think it'll be in July. Probably when we get the bid documents out to send it out to people and have timelines in it is when we can give you a better idea. So you can call me or Tammy can get you to me or somebody up at City Hall, and we give you more information once it comes out. I don't know yet because we haven't been awarded the grant because we
Okay,
can't.
I
We don't have
just-
the money to do it without the grant.
Yeah, I just noticed there's a lot of new telephone poles and all kinds of stuff going on already, and I didn't know if that was part of it.
No, ma'am, that's not.
Okay,
It's stuff that we were hoping would get done, but that's not part of it.
okay,
I don't think anything else they're doing over there will affect you right now until this gets started.
okay. And you're just looking at putting that center lane all the way to,
Pretty much.
okay,
And a curb and gutter it. It'll be real nice.
and sidewalks?
We have that in the plan if we get it. Yeah,
Okay. Okay, thank you.
you're very welcome. Anyone else? Seeing none, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion adjourned.
Second.
I got a motion from Stephen, a second from James. All in favor, say aye.
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 Adjourned at 7:40.